When I first started running, I had no idea what I was doing. Some days I'd go out blazing like somebody was chasing me, and other times I couldn't even make it out the door, which meant I wasn't really getting any faster, just more tired. It took me a really long time to realize that you don't need an Olympic coach or $300 super shoes to run. You just need these 4 key workouts. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the 4 workouts for beginner runners that you should be focusing on, the ones that actually build speed, endurance, and consistency over time. So whether you're training for your first 5K or trying to PR a half marathon or marathon, these are the sessions you should know like the back of your hand. Now let's start with the one that builds your entire running foundation and the one that a lot of people completely misunderstand, the easy run. So today I'm going to be starting out with the easy run, which is the most important run for any beginner runner and probably the one that everyone screws up. I know what you're thinking, an easy run sounds like a cop-out and that you're not even trying, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Don't mind all the junk in my trunk. I like shoes. So easy runs help build your aerobic base, which is essentially like your body's engine when running. It helps your body burn fat for fuel and is really crucial for after those hard workouts or long runs where you need to let your body rest and recover. And you should be able to hold a full conversation during these runs. Think of it like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Comfortable, easy, smooth. If you're gasping for air, you're probably doing it wrong. And trust me, when I started running at first, I went out way too fast. I didn't allow my body to recover in between my hard workouts, and my legs were just exhausted every single day. And boy, let me tell you, you do not want to feel that way. And easy runs completely changed that for me. All right, so now we are out running. My breathing is nice and steady. My legs feel relaxed. Not trying to impress anyone. Yeah. I think that biker guy was impressed though, so. And for most beginner runners, about 75–80% of your weekly mileage should be easy runs. So it gives you time to rest and recover between those harder sessions. I cannot emphasize the importance of that. Now, you probably won't see major results after 1 week, not even 2 weeks, but it's really the consistent compounding growth of running multiple times every single week that allow you to build the endurance that you need for those long workouts when you're trying to chase your PR. It's not about going a certain pace or trying to impress people on Strava. Speaking of, follow mine right up here. But it's really about building your aerobic system. Easy runs is where the real endurance is built. And although they don't feel epic in the moment, they're definitely crucial if you want to get faster and stronger at running. Plus, they help your body recover from those hard sessions and allow you to train more consistently without getting injured. Which, let's be honest, for beginner runners, getting injured is a common problem. So solving that at the root, which is doing your easy runs easy, is really important. Now, I just finished a 5-month training block for my half marathon. I made sure to keep my easy runs easy 80% of the time, and I didn't get injured once. Easy runs are also great because there's no pressure to just stop your watch and enjoy the view. Alrighty people, that is easy run done. 6.24 miles at an absolutely blistering pace of 10:15 per mile. My heart rate was in the low 130s pretty much the entire time, smooth and steady, just how we like it. Now, if you're wondering what pace should I be running these easy runs at, I would say there's 3 methods to finding that out. One being following some sort of formula you find online. 2 is using the heart rate method, which says you should be running these easy runs at about 60–70% of your max heart rate. And then 3, which is the method that I use, is perceived effort. And that's basically what feels easy when I'm running. Now that might take a few months of running to get comfortable with, but it's what I like to use because some days I'm not feeling great. Other days I'm feeling really good and I'll just go off what my body tells me to. Now that 10:15 pace might not look really impressive, but it's truly the foundation of becoming a better and faster runner. Again, these are easy runs. I just ran a half marathon at about 7:30 per mile pace. So that's nearly 3 minutes slower than when I'm running my races at. So my best advice, if you're just starting out, is to continuously stack those easy runs. It'll not only help you build out your endurance and running strength, but it'll keep you injury-free, which is probably the most important thing for any beginner. So once those easy runs become a little bit smoother, and trust me, they will, you'll be able to transition into something a little bit longer, which is where we'll get into the long run. Alrighty, we have now been fed and bathed, and we are all tucked in bed like a baby porpoise. I have my Therabody recovery boots on. I love these things after a run, and I'm also working on my laptop because I do have a day job. But with all that being said, let's talk about the long run. Now, for some people, the long run is their favorite workout of the week. They'll plan around it, they'll get really excited about it, they'll make it some sort of extravagant, wonderful event that they look forward to. But for others, like myself, this is probably the toughest and the most intimidating workout of the entire week, and oftentimes I am not looking forward to it. But with that being said, it's also one of the most important runs of the week. The goal of the long run isn't to run fast, it's just to stay on your feet as long as possible at that easy pace that I was at earlier this morning. So for a beginner runner training for maybe a 10K or half marathon, that might be anywhere between 8 to 12 miles, and maybe for a full marathon, 18 to 20 miles. Which, yeah, sounds like a lot of running at first, but these runs teach your body to handle fatigue and use energy more efficiently, and they're also where you start building that serious mental toughness. It's also the perfect time to practice your race day habits. This includes things like fueling, hydration, and pacing. For some reason, I tend to cramp up when I drink water during my runs, but I definitely like to get a gel in every 30 minutes or so. This definitely helps keep my energy level steady and prevents that bonk that usually comes later on. And for a lot of beginners, long runs can feel really intimidating at first. But here's the thing, they don't need to be perfect. You can start out by adding 5 or 10 minutes to each of your long runs every weekend. Just little by little, you'll start to see a lot of progress. The key to these runs is to finish feeling strong and not wrecked. And over time, your body will begin to adapt, and that distance that seemed really far-fetched is now super duper manageable. Honestly, for some people, the long run is that run where people start to love running, or at least tolerate it on a good day like me. Now, once you've built that endurance with those easy and long runs, it's now time to start getting a little bit faster without completely dying. And that's exactly where the tempo run comes in. So next up, we have the tempo run. And this is where things start to get spicy. This is all about building that comfortably hard pace, basically the effort that you can sustain for a longer stretch without questioning your life choices. Think of it as teaching your body how to stay strong when running gets uncomfortable. It's kind of that happy medium between easy and an all-out sprint, maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. There's a million bazillion different ways to structure tempo runs, but a few ways could be a 25-minute tempo run, a 2 by 15-minute tempo run with short breaks, or 3 by 8 minutes with short breaks. If you're starting out, I'd probably start out with more reps with less minutes, and then work your way up to fewer reps with more minutes. Now, the structure doesn't matter a whole lot, but it's the fact that you're being pushed into this uncomfortable zone whilst still being able to hold proper form. If you can spit out a few sentences but don't really want to talk, then you're probably in the right zone for a tempo run. The cool thing about tempo runs is how much they actually translate to your race day performance. You get used to running faster without redlining, and your lactate threshold improves, which is essentially just a fancy way of saying that you can run faster without your legs turning to absolute concrete. So when race day comes, your body already knows what it feels like to push hard without panicking. And mentally, they definitely force you into that zone of discomfort, which can really come in handy on those longer training runs. I will tell you, they're definitely not fun in the moment, but they do work. Now, once you've built that tempo strength, the final piece of the puzzle is sharpening that raw speed, which is where intervals come in. All right, we've made it to the final type of workout, and those are intervals. These are short, fast bits of running with short recoveries in between aimed to make you faster and more efficient. They teach your body how to handle speed and your mind to stay composed when things get really, really uncomfortable. Think of intervals as the final key workout to help unlock that top gear, that top speed. This is the most important workout for becoming fast. If you're starting out, I'd probably start out with 5 to 10 minutes of intervals. Just little by little, you'll start to see a lot of progress. The key to these runs is to continue to build that tempo strength. The final key workout to help unlock that top gear, that top speed. This is the most important workout for becoming fast. So a classic beginner workout might be something like 6 by 400 meter repeats with a 1 minute walk rest, or something like 4 by 1 minute on, 1 minute off at a hard pace. You really want to aim here to keep your effort smooth and controlled, not sprinting all out like you're being chased by Mike Myers, but running with both purpose and intention. And those walks or jogs in between each of those reps, those are super important. That's the time where you actually get to adapt, rest, and recover for your next hard effort. For a beginner runner, intervals can absolutely suck. I've definitely been there. But over time, they'll build your speed, your running economy, and your confidence. It also doesn't hurt when they make your tempo runs feel easier, your long runs feel easier, and your easy runs, which is kind of the goal when you're training for a new PR. And after a while, once you kind of get into that rhythm and flow of push and recover, it kind of gets addicting. There's nothing like arriving at a track on a brisk morning, knowing you're there to work through your inner demons and get faster. So those are the 4 key workouts that every beginner runner should focus on: easy runs, long runs, tempo runs, and interval runs. You don't need to cram all of them into every single week, especially when you're starting out, but mixing them up over time will create a strong, well-rounded runner who can really handle anything. So make sure to just start slow, stay consistent, and those small incremental improvements will make you a better runner over time. And just trust the process. Don't worry about other people's Strava feeds. Make sure you follow mine, because you should only be worrying about competing against yourself. And heck, if you're not even that competitive about it, just go out there, have fun, and do what you want. But with all that being said, if this was helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Drop a comment down below if there's any other running tips or training videos or any sort of information out there that you guys would like to hear more about. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.